Good afternoon. Great to see you all. Cut me some slack. We'll have a speedy confirmation process for them. And since I've been out on vacation, I'd be happy to just take your questions. But before we do that, let me welcome, for those of you who have not seen or met Robert Palladino first yet, Robert Palladino is our new official, not acting, official deputy spokesperson. He comes to us by way of the National Security Council. So look forward to having him meet all of you. Okay, thanks.
Welcome, Robert. Let's start.
Welcome, Matt.
Well, I was sincere.
We're thrilled to have you.
Yes, it's good. It's good for you to have a
Team on the field.
Exactly.
Okay, what's up?
Let's start with South Africa. You will have seen, I'll bet, hard to miss, the president's tweet last night in which he instructed Secretary Pompeo to look into land expropriations and from white farmers in South Africa. I'm wondering if the Secretary takes this seriously at all. And the reason I'm asking that is because I went to the Human Rights Report for South Africa, the one that the State Department puts out, and it doesn't mention anything about this being a problem. I would think that this is the report where it would mention it. In fact, when it talks about discrimination, it says most of it is directed at tweet last night, and the incidents of racism that it points out are all directed at blacks as well. So does the Secretary actually intend to look into this?
Well, I can tell you that the Secretary and the President certainly discussed it. The President asked the Secretary to look closely at the current state of action in South Africa related to land reform. This is something that has been going on for many decades, the conversation and debate about land reform there. I should mention that the expropriation of land without compensation, our position is that that would risk sending South Africa down the wrong path. We continue to encourage a peaceful and transparent public debate about what we consider to be a very important issue, and the South Africans certainly do as well.
Right, but is this something that was a concern of yours before the president tweeted? And you mentioned that 13 or 14 ambassadorial nominations have gone up. You might get on the phone and call the ambassador to South Africa if there was one. But there isn't.
Matt, as you well know, we are working very hard to get our team on the field.
But
Nominations are, may I finish? Nominations are announced by the White House. The Secretary has done a terrific job of getting more people in place. It doesn't happen overnight. We also need the cooperation of the U.S. Senate to get our folks through, and they have pledged that they would get them through expeditiously.
That's fine, but does the embassy think that this is a serious problem?
I can tell you that our embassy has had meetings with the South African government. Anything additional beyond that, I just don't have it.
Can you
Hi.
say when the President and the Secretary had the discussion?
I would say sometime in the last day or so.
In the last day, meaning in the last 24 hours?
The last day or so. That's all I'm aware of. Okay. Hi. Go ahead.
So apparently the U.S. chargé was summoned by the South Africans today.
I know that they met today. I don't have a readout of that meeting, but they did meet today.
Was that at the request of the South Africans?
I don't know who requested it, but I can confirm that they did meet today.
So does the U.S. believe that, from what you've seen, and I believe that there's been meetings between the two sides on this, believe that what's going on, that the South African land policy would be similar to that of the land grabs that we saw in Zimbabwe?
Well, I think the situation between South Africa and also Zimbabwe are quite different. It may be easy for some to try to draw a comparison, but there are very big differences. In Zimbabwe, we saw the government there squash civil society, shut down the media from doing their jobs and reporting, and destroyed an independent judiciary, and we have not seen that happen in South Africa. So I think they're different situations altogether.
So given that, according to the State Department's own reporting that Matt mentioned, discrimination and actions against blacks in South Africa is a far, far bigger problem than this, what is the Secretary's view on what is happening right now, and what is he going to do after the
I can just tell you that it was discussed with the President, and he will focus on this issue, and I'll leave it at that.
What does focus on it mean?
Well, he will take a look at it, just as he had discussed with the President. Hey, Francesco.
An option you will look at?
You know we would never forecast that, but that is such a hypothetical. That is a hypothetical. No, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to comment on it.
Is the department aware of, is the embassy aware of, concerned that there are land seizures going on without any compensation?
You know, I can just tell you, this is obviously an issue, a debate that's been going on for quite some time. We encourage an expropriation of land without compensation would risk sending South Africa down the wrong path. We encourage a peaceful and transparent public debate about this important issue that seems to be happening in South Africa right now. If policies are poorly implemented, there are potentially detrimental political, socioeconomic, and other
So you're aware
issues.
of a plan being debated by the South African government that would seize white-owned farms or land without any compensation?
Matt, I'm just saying that expropriation of land without compensation would not be a good thing. It would send them down the wrong
Is there any
path.
reason to be concerned about that?
Matt, that's just what I'm telling you right now, okay? Thank you.
Did the secretary?
Last one, then we're going to move on. I don't have anything further for you on
Okay,
this.
did the secretary correct some of the reporting and maybe views that the president holds on this issue? Did he explain to the president what actually is happening? What
Michelle,
is
you know, we never get
proposed
into the private
versus-
conversations between the secretary and the president on any issue for that matter. Okay? Hi, Lori.